Hi everyone, Rodrigo here once again for one more Power BI video, and today I'm gonna show you how to prepare your data project before design the dashboards on Power BI. I'm gonna share my personal experience, my daily basis, how I prepare my data project before I start to design the dashboards on Power BI. Okay, so let's do it together. Okay guys, from this point in the beginning of Power BI screen, we can just move in a little bit up and get data. This is the first step to prepare your project. So you have to get data. I'm gonna get an Excel workbook, the one that I have here on this path. So if you are doing at your home, you just have to select the path over here and then select the data set that you want to work. Okay, I'm gonna work with sales target, so I will just click in open. Then Power BI will automatically load this screen. Once I'm in this screen, I have to select over here which sheet I want to work in my project. Okay, this works when you selected an Excel data set. Okay, if you are looking with, for example, SQL or Oracle database, the way of connection will be different. Okay, from this point I have just to select the sheet that I want to work. In my case, I have just this one. That means sales target data set. Okay, then I can click on transform data. So once I click on transform data, I will just redirectly from Power BI to Power Query Editor, as you can see over here. Okay, Power Query Editor. Then from this point I can just data modeling. Okay, I can just prepare my data, but I don't want to do this in this video because we already have a video of Power Query for beginners. Okay, so how to create a project in Power Query from scratch. So if you are looking for understand how to work with Power Query, just go to our YouTube channel, the one that I will show you right now. From this point, so go to YouTube channel, then search for DR Transformação Digital, or even you can put DR underline digital transformation and you will see this channel. On this channel, just click on playlist, then go to Power Query for beginners, this one, then click once and you will see this tutorial for beginners, how to use ETL platform from Microsoft. Okay, this is the video that will help you to working on Power Query in Power BI, right? So I will continue from this point to the future. So because there is some adjustment that we have to do in our data before design the dashboard. Okay, how can I close this window? I can just move it left over here, left up corner, and then click once on this close and apply button. Then automatically Power Query just close, refresh the data, and then show the data in the right side of our screen, this data part over here. If I click, I have all the fields and all the graphics that I can use in order just to create my dashboard. Okay, but guys, there are some other steps to working on it before design a graphic. The first one is the method to change the type of the data. Okay, if you want to change the data type, how can we do from this part of Power BI? There are many different ways to do it. They will work in the same direction, but I will just show you how I do personally. So I go to the left, click on this second symbol over here, data view. Then from this point I can see all my data. Okay, I can see my data source. All right, I can see how many rows over here. As you can see, when I scroll down, I can see, for example, here I'm in like 92 row of 4,000 rows that I have on my data set. All right, and for example, I want to change this category field for the type of text. How can I check if this is already a text data type or if I have to change? I have just to click once in category over here. Then Power BI doesn't hide this section over here called columns tools. And you will see over here the name of the field and also the data type of the field. There are there are two different ways to customize a field on Power BI, okay? One is the data type and the second one is the format. Data type is the behind the field, how you want to work with this field. In my case, I want to use category as a text, okay? So already is a text, so I have no problem to work with it. I just click it here and I don't do anything. Then I will move to the second field over here. If you want, you can click once and then automatically this section change for the information related to order date, to the field that you highlighted when you click on this part on the column. All right. This case, I can explain the difference between data type and format. For example, the name of the field is order date. In my case, I will just change the name for date, for example. Then if I click out of this little box, Power BI apply automatically the name over here. He named the column, okay? Then on data type, I can just change if I want it for date time, or just date, or even just time. It's depend of what do you want to do with your data source, okay? In my case, I will keep date as the format, the main format of my field, but then I'll move on to format option over here. And once I click on this box, I can change the format of Power BI, show this field in the dashboards, okay, in the project. So in this case, as you can see over here, my data is format for like all the information of the data, like the day of the week, the day of the month, the name of the month, and the year. But unfortunately, in my case, this data is in Portuguese, so doesn't work in English. Even if I'm using the Power BI in English, my dates are in Portuguese. So I want to change this format for this one, for example. So DD means day, month, and year with this for you Y over here. So I will click here and then Power BI will change the format of present the dates, okay? This will be more connected with English data format. Also, I can change more. For example, I'm gonna use in a different way, okay? First year, then month, then day. Then I just changed the format and Power BI automatically just changed the format over here. All right, guys, then we can check segment. Segment is already a text and format is text. Okay, this is the format that I want. And we have sales target. Okay, sales target, we can also change even either the data type or the format. But for data type, whole number, it's okay for me. But for format, I want to change a little bit. I don't want to use whole number. I want to use like a currency format, okay? So instead, click over here on format. I'll move on to this symbol, okay? The money symbol over here. Click in the small arrow, and then I will just check, scrolling down, which currency I want to use in my project. For example, this will be dollar, okay? American dollar. So let me see, English. No, not this one. I will just scrolling down until English US. Let me see. Oh, I have it here. English United States. So if I click it here, Power BI instantaneously change for this format, okay? The currency format. That's perfect, guys. So I have the format of my fields properly customized, okay? After this movement, we can just insert some manual data in our project in order to be like more close to something that we want to achieve in the future, in the goal of our project. For example, I will just create over here this information because I want to show you how to manage the relationship between tables. So I will introduce a new data set over here, but this I will introduce manually. So I will click on here, home, section home, then enter data. And I'm gonna include a table with dates as well. But this will be dates and then month name, okay? I'm gonna use dates and month name. So the first date will be, for example, 1/2020, month 1, day 1, okay? Then I will call this January. All right, then 2022 1 February. All right, then 2023 1 March. I'm gonna go until June. All right, guys, so I'll go with you, and then you can do at your home as well at the same time as me. Okay, so March, April, then May. Okay, then May, then June. All right, and I'm gonna finish from this point, June. Okay, here we have the dates and we have month name, and also we can just rename it this table. In my case will be month names, the name of my table. So I will just click on load because I don't want to go to Power Query. I just want to see this new table over here. As you can see, now I have on this data section the month name. If I click it, I can see. Let's change a little bit the format of date. Click once, the same that I've already showed you guys. I will just change it for okay, where is here the format that I want to work, the same format that as I'm using the other data set. Okay, the other data set, guys, is called sheet 1. So I will just change the name of the sheet. If I click it, instead I click it here on the columns. If I click on the name of the data set over here in the right, I can rename it over here. Okay, so I will rename it for sales target because this is the name of my data set. Then we already seen both data sets and we already seen all the fields in each data set perfectly customized. Okay, all these fields are with the format that we want to use in our project. But guys, before continuing or before going directly to the charts and create the dashboard, I know most of you just started to create the dashboard as fast as you can because you want to create, we want to see the data vis, but you have to be prepared to do it. That's why I'm showing you these steps. Okay, and now we just gonna change a little bit the format of our, not the format, but I mean how to create some calculations with the fields that we created. Okay, after you select the data types and you just select the format of all of your fields, and after you just create some additional data that you want to use, combine it, you can start to create some calculations. For example, if I check month name and sales target, I have one field in common in both data sets, the field called dates. Okay, these dates, oh, this is called dates, but it's just date. I want to call this only date, so let's fix it fastly. Okay, I have the date here and I have the date on sales target. So guys, from now that I've already renamed my sales target data set, I have just to create a connection between the two tables that I have on my project, because I have month names and I have sales target. Okay, so I want to relate those tables in order just to be more efficient on my dashboards. All right, but before doing the relations, I have just to find which field I have in common in both data sets. In my case, the field is date. Okay, because I have dates in month names. Also, I have date in sales target. But if you check it, we can see that the dates, apart the idea that I have the same dates on both data sets, I have a little difference between them, because over here we can see that the days of each month just changed in sales target. On the other hand, when I check month names, I have just the day one of each month. All right, and I want to connect it this year and month with this year and month over here. So from this point, I have just to create columns that I will use calculations to build. Okay, I'm gonna create columns that I use calculations. How can we do it? We can just click on the field that we want to create calculation. This is the first step of data preparation. Okay guys, just to build these calculations in order to be more efficient for your dashboards. All right, so I will click on data over here. This is the field that I want to create calculation first, then I will do the same with the other data set. So let's continue from here. I will click on date, then you will see that the same unhided section appear over here, the section called columns tools. Then you move all the right and click on new columns. Okay, again guys, there are other ways to do the same thing. I'm just showing you the way that I used to do in my daily basis. All right, then before the equal sign, we can just change the name of the column. So the new column that I will create right now will be year, and after the equal, we start just to create an expression. And how do I know, Rodrigo, how to create this expression? You have to know DAX, D-A-X, okay? This language is from Microsoft. It's like expressions that you create in order to Power BI make some calculations. As you can see over here, if I put my mouse over the new column, I can see the explanation of how this works. So write a DAX expression that creates a new column, then select the table and calculate values for each row. That's how new column calculation works. Okay, then I will click it here and create. So I wanna just to extract the year from the field date. How can I do it? I just put a date over here. Then you will see that okay, instantaneously Power BI show a lot of expressions with the symbol FX before that match with the expression that you are typing. Okay, but if you scroll down a little bit, you will see the symbol of table and also the name of the table and the field over here. So if you click it here, instead expression, you are selecting the field that you want to work. In my case, I will just select date, and then from this point I will select dot something. That this something means the information that I want to extract from this field date. In our case, year. Once you're done with this, just click on enter. Then you will see the year of these dates over here. Also, I'm gonna create a new column, another new column called just month. So I'm gonna use year and month. Okay, how can I do it? I'll click again here, new column. The new column will be month. Then after equal, I just repeat the same step that I previously done, but instead just type date. I will start it from sales, because then I can see the name of my data source and also all the fields, and I can select it from this point, date. Then I will use month. Okay, dot month, then enter. Now I have year and now I have the month. Okay, and finally I'm gonna create the third calculation that will just connect, that will be just concatenate these both fields. So click once again in new column, then this one I will call ID the field, okay, because it will be the identifier to connect both tables, this table and month name. All right, so from this point I will just type concatenate this one, then I have to use the field 1 and field 2. The field 1 will be year, okay, and let me see why not appearing over here. Okay, sales target year, and then comma, then after comma the other field will be month. All right, so selected. Always, guys, pay attention if you are selecting the correct field from this small table symbol over here, because otherwise you just select an expression that you have to continue. Okay, so I will just select it over here. So I have year and I have month, then close parenthesis and enter. So I have this as my ID. Okay, if you want, you can just create some hyphen just to split a little bit these two fields, but for now I think this will be okay for us. All right, so I will just put it the year and the name. As you can see, this is not a very good way to see the field, but I will use just an ID, not to show in my dashboard. In my dashboards I'm gonna show this day, this year, and this month. This will be just a connector between both tables, so there's no problem on use it. Okay, then I will move on to the next table over here, this table called month names, and I will create the same ID. Okay, the idea is to create the same ID, but at this time I'm gonna do the same that I do with you before, but only in one expression. Okay, I want to create year and month on this table, in this table month names. In this table I will create just the column ID. How can I do it? Just click over here, new column, then the name will be ID, then the same expression concatenate, but instead just to select some fields, because the fields that I don't have it, for example here, I will just use another expression that I can use to create the expression called year. Then I select year over here, and from year I will just extract the year from this field called date. So I have just to find. Usually is the last position after the expression. Power BI shows the fields that merge with what you are typing over here. Okay, so I will use this one, then I will just close the parentheses from year expression, then comma, then the second field. The second field will be month name, so just month name, month names, and then month name. This is the field that I want to extract. Then close parenthesis, enter, and let's see if it works. Yes, works. Now I have the field ID with the same structure in both data sets. Okay, guys, that's how we do calculations, columns that use calculations. Now let's move on to the other part of data preparation in Power BI. Will be the relationship, how to manage relationship between tables. I'm gonna just quickly show you how to do it, because there is a video in our YouTube channel in the playlist. If you go to the playlist again, I'm gonna show you the playlist. If you go here in our YouTube channel, you can move on to Power BI for beginners, and then you will see this, create and manage relationship in Power BI desktop, and then you will learn how to create all the relationship that I'm gonna show you quickly right now. Okay, from this point just go left again, then click in model view. In model view you will see all the data sources that you have in your project, and then you can create these relationships. Why? Because I want to work with the fields in from both data source at the same time in my dashboard. So I want to create this relationship between both tables. So it's easy to do it, guys. We just have to select the field in one table, the field that we know that is common, and then hold and drag above the same field in the other table. In this case, ID with ID. Then you just drop, and you will see that Power BI just create the relationship instantaneously. As you can see here, I have the number 1, and here I have asterisks. This means something different. This is a relation from 1 to many, which means that I have only one row with some information over here in the ID, and I have the same information many times in many rows on this table. That's why 1 to many. Okay, if you want to change the relationship, you can click twice over here and then change here, but I don't want to explain you more about it because there's a video for that. So just check the other video and you will see how these relations works. Okay, after finish this, guys, you are ready to start your dashboards. How can I start my dashboards? I can just move on left, then report view symbol over here, and then you can create your dashboard. For example, let's put some column charts over here, and then I want to use, for example, date from monthly names. Then I will use without any hierarchy. I will use just date, and then I want to see the sales target from the other. All right, so as you can see over here, I have the dates and I have the columns that express the amount of sales that I have in each month. And guys, let me show you, if I just want to change the way that Power BI showcase sales target. For example, I don't want to use sum, I want to use average, for example, of sum. How can I change it? It's easy. Okay, guys, we just have to select the sales target again. I will just drag and drop sales target in UI access over here. And then, as you can see over here, I have sum of sales target and sum of sales target. This will be the average. How can I change it? I click on this arrow over here, then change for average, for example. And then I can see one column for sum, the other column for average. Oh, this is not working properly for me. I want to change a little bit for the other graphic, for example, other chart. I will use the same columns, but I want to use both measures in the same column. So I will just click it on this chart and then change over here in visualizations. And now you can see that I have both informations in the same column. Okay, one with the sum and the other with the average. And finally, guys, before continue in the dashboards, we can just change a little bit the alias of the information, which means that, for example, if you go with your mice over here, you won't see sum of sales target. I want to say total sales, instead sum of sales target. How can I change it? Just move to the right, click over here in the field that you want to change just the axis. I don't want to change the name of the field, just the way that Power BI showcase this information on this chart. So you have just to click twice and then you can rename it from this point. Okay, I will just rename it for total sales and then click on enter. As you can see, I have total sales over here, but if I move on to the right, the field name is still with sales target. All right, didn't change. But if I go here, now I have total sales. All right, then I can do the same with the average of sales target. I can click twice and then put average of sales only, or maybe sales average would be better. Sales average. Okay, then enter. Then you can see over here, sales average, total sales. Guys, after this data preparation, you are able to start your dashboard. But before leaving, I'm gonna show you more videos that will be good for you to understand, okay? After this, you can move on to Power BI developing my first dashboard. From this video, I just show you how to create an interactive dashboard with 4 steps. So will be 4 steps, so will be really useful for you. Then you can continue in this playlist and learn as much as you wanted, okay? So guys, that's how I prepare my projects on Power BI before designing my dashboards. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, don't forget to thumbs up, don't forget to share this content. Check if you are a subscriber. If you don't, please subscribe right now, and see you in the next video. Bye.